Warped Tour has always been like a home for us.
Just cool to see it again.
Yeah.
It's cool to see the same people. It's cool to see Kevin.
To see the logo out there again, man, it feels so good. Seeing it on the billboards out here in Vegas gets me pumped.
NDA, bro. Out here. Oh, I wasn't even going to drop that question in.
NDA.
Wasn't even going to drop that question in, but there we go.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super stoked for it to come back, and like in a sense, this kind of feels like it. This is
in a
like
way.
that punk rock summer camp where we're running into so many people we've toured with over the years that we haven't seen in many years, and it's just like it does kind of feel like Warped in a sense, being around these people again. But I'm super stoked for Warped to finally come back.
I've been hoping for it. Very excited that it's happening. Warped Tour, we got our start on Warped Tour. It helped us, throughout our whole career, really, until 2018 when it stopped. So very, very excited. Love to be a part of it. I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
Who knows? Who knows?
We'll see what happens.
I mean, fingers crossed, guys.
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll see what happens.
Longer.
Yeah, sure. I get you. But hey, who knows in the future? We chatted to Kevin the other day, and he's like, "Let's see what happens. Let's set it up, and then let's go over from there." And that's probably a good attitude to have when they're bringing it back.
That's super exciting, man. I mean, that was like the gateway to us touring at all, and was a huge platform for us to blow up, and so many bands. And Kevin Lyman, the founder of that, is such a good friend of ours, and so it's really exciting. It's we're looking honestly, like I saw some people saying online that like, oh, it should be a full tour. Like selfishly, I'm looking forward to not spending an entire summer in a porta potty in a 100-degree parking lot.
Tough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it'll be great. I think it's still relative compared to a lot of other festivals. We won't speak on the festivals. It's cheap. It's super cheap for 2 days of a festival, and we or whoever bands are playing it will be very excited to play it.
Yeah, very, very exciting. Very excited to see that one come back.
I mean, Warped Tour is where we really started.
Sure.
As a commercial band that people know, it really started on Warped Tour. So it's awesome to see it back. I think anytime you're putting rock music at the forefront, I'm in.
Yeah. That's a good way of looking at it.
I was telling a friend of mine earlier today that they should have just at the last minute renamed this Warped Tour 2024 and just set the world
There's
ablaze.
similar DNA. There's some similar DNA here for sure.
I remember Warped Tour 2005 was right before Discovering the Waterfront came out. Discovering the Waterfront came out August of 2005.
Yeah.
So that was like the build-up, man, to that record. Like every day, we'd go to the stage half an hour before. There'd be, we're like, is anyone to come over? And then all of a sudden we go out to play. It's packed, and people are really starting to like our band at that moment,
great.
And then we put out the record. So Warped Tour coming back is special. Will we be a part of it?
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see.
If we
what the
weren't a part of it, I think I'd be
holds.
pissed.
Fair
we'll
enough.
See. We will see.
Fair enough at that point.
But it's really exciting. And yeah, it's. I have so many memories. I mean, that shaped my youth. I am who I am in part because of Warped Tour.
Absolutely.
Both growing up, going to it, and then playing it. I think we're in the top 3 bands that played it the most, the most number
probably.
of shows. So yeah, it's big for us.
And it's really exciting.
And it's almost traumatic for me because I played it so many times. I think between Thursday and solo, I probably played it 6 years.
Yeah.
And then I did a whole nother year because I had a girlfriend that worked on the Warped Tour.
There we are.
And then I got married on an off day on the Warped Tour in Vegas.
man.
Actually, right here in Vegas, baby.
Oh, man. This is full circle.
So, Warped Tour has been a big part of my life. I can't lie.
Very special, man. No, glad it's going to be back and it's going to be working. Obviously, it's coming back now. The secret's out. I know it's going to be a slightly different form, but what I keep saying today is I'm just so excited for the fact that yourselves
NDA,
have to
bro.
line up out here. I wasn't even going to drop that question in.
NDA.
Wasn't even going to drop that question in, but there we go.
Shushy. We'll talk about it in a month. I don't know shit.
There we go. They don't know a thing, guys. They don't know a thing. They don't know what we could possibly be talking about there, but there we go. But no, generally, very exciting, right? Because as you said, formative experience for you guys, and now newer bands.
What a fucking, how awesome is this, dude? You've seen it, everybody hashtag bring back Warped Tour for 5 years.
Yeah.
Right? The Emo Night guys in LA, the way that culture kind of moved as the pandemic pushed, all these kind of bubbling things that sort of made this world relevant again and made it sort of come into the legacy space, but in a way that still feels culturally.
Yeah.
Because they're 16-year-olds now on Spotify discovering this type of music for the first time. Much like when I was a kid, I was like, "What the fuck is Led Zeppelin? Let me dig in."
Yeah.
And so Dude, I don't know. It's cool. I think Warped Tour was such the cultural centerpiece of what, the three-letter word emo or pop punk was, whether we belonged to that space or not, whether we were radio or not, whether we were the pop version of it or not, fashion-wise, I think at least we were in the mix. So like
We're always in the mix.
to have everybody call Warped Tour out that hard, like bring back Warped Tour, and then it's like it's happening. I think it's going to be a really beautiful moment, whether we're involved or not.
It's like one of our shirts before. The U's don't give a fuck about Warps.
We sold that on Warped. It didn't do as good as I thought, but
Oh, shame. Bring it back
it was
now.
the last Warped Tour. We sold that.
Oh man, bring it back. That'll do. I think maybe that's a way to get rid of some more t-shirts.
Walking onto the stage with Kevin Lyman with that shirt on, I'm like, do you like the shirt? And he's like, but yeah, we hope it goes well. We're actually really excited about it. Warped Tour has always been like a home for us. We grew up on Warped Tour. We kind of had our most special moments in the band on Warped Tour. So all jokes aside, we're really happy that it's coming back.
Yeah. It's got to just be nice to see that it is back, because it's going to help support this next generation of the bands in the scene in a big way.
For sure. I mean, Warped Tour was massive for all of us, so.
I don't want to live in a world without Warped Tour.
Yeah, right.
And now it's back, and we don't have to, so.
There we go.
Yeah, and whatever form it's in, like, it's just cool to see it again.
Yeah.
It's cool to see the same people. It's cool to see Kevin. And
my kids to Warped Tour,
Yeah, that's so nice.
I do.
that is nice.
I do.
Oh.
I'm not kidding. Like when I was little, that was like what shaped me as a human being. Going there and sweating it out, seeing all your favorite bands, maybe seeing some of your favorite bands because you need to run to the other one, or maybe you're gonna get hit with rain and lightning, and you never know because it's Warped Tour, and that's what it was in Florida at least. But yeah, I wanna live in a world with Warped Tour.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, it's really cool to see it come back, and also like the new model. Like I think it's really exciting. Just like a couple really big awesome days. There's one in Orlando, which is cool.
Yeah, there we go.
Or a couple. Yeah.
Oh man,
I know.
That's the Disney trip. There we go. We'll do the Disney trip and Warped, and we'll make it happen.
You're
It'll be a
coming
lot of
back
fun.
over?
Oh, you know it. Come on, you saw Orlando on that lineup. I was like, let's make it happen. Yeah, Mark praying behind the camera. We want to make that one happen. We definitely want to do that one
We gotta
particularly.
see you somewhere else. Like we got to see you in South America somewhere or something.
Oh my
Isn't
gosh,
that?
this is it.
We need you to pop up, or in Australia maybe.
Still with this mic. Still there. Always.
Well, yeah, I think that's amazing. And I don't know, are they doing a whole, are they just doing certain cities?
I think it's 3 cities so far, and it's
Yeah.
a couple of days there in each one, so it's going to
Nice.
still be the same vibe. But yeah, nice to see it kind of coming
Man,
back.
no, that's so great, because they were even now, they were like a band that was doing everything they could and going as far as they could by themselves.
Yeah.
If you could get that, that could change your whole world, So it's so happy. I'm so happy to see it back.
Yeah, it's really exciting, man. It's going
You
to be
know,
nice.
our friend Brian Diaz, he cracked the code on social media about how to figure out who's going to be on the new Warped Tour shows.
Please share it.
It's the bands that are all replying immediately and saying, yeah, thumbs up and all that.
Yeah. Well,
And he
this sounds
posted a bunch of
exciting.
screenshots.
Yeah.
There we
He's
go.
like, and here's receipts.
Yeah. Build your own poster right there.
Yeah.
That'll
Oh,
work
man.
well.
It's cool. It's cool to see it, and I'm glad that they're doing it. It is a little bit different because obviously it's 2 shows here, 2 shows there, and the whole thing about Warped Tour was just sweating all day long and being on a 2-month-long tour, sometimes it would be 10 shows in a row.
Yeah.
It was but it is cool to see it coming back. I don't know.
So I guess for backstage for the bands, it'll be different, maybe in a good way, because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't have to make that decision of, do I want 2 months of lines for catering and kind of conditions that just aren't as maybe lush as here when we were
Very
young.
true.
But also, it's the right time for it, right?
Yeah.
Because you have When We Were Young is doing amazing on here. You have things like Slam Dunk in the UK doing
course.
amazing. Australia's got festivals like this, and everybody's been kind of doing it. So, yes, Warped went away, and you probably can't have an all-summer festival. It just doesn't work. But you can do these weekend festivals like they're doing, and
It
I think
definitely
everybody's
makes a
gonna
lot
have
of
a great
sense.
time.
And a nice little Florida date, which I'm sure you guys have had your eyes on there.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. Fingers crossed. You never know. You never know.
Yeah, Warped Tour is such a brand name that people of our generation know so well. And then, I was telling Kevin Lyman yesterday, he really, with that tour, really gave a home to so many young bands that would have never had the opportunity to go on such an extensive tour. Bands that played the Ernie Ball stage, small stages that were really unknown bands that would hop into a van and would be able to sustain that sort of tour for 50 days or whatever it was. And I think it's so cool that he was able to build that, and it gave a home to a band like us. I think it helped us sustain that foot in the pop punk community, being on Warped Tour every year or every other year. Yeah, it's great to see. I knew it was going to come back, because there's no way you can just let that legacy die. And I'm excited there's a few dates, and I hope that we get to be a part of it. For sure, we'll say yes whatever he asks, you know.
Oh, that's nice to hear. No, it'd be great to see you guys on that lineup.
We're a product of Warped Tour.
Sure.
Literally, I'm a product of Warped Tour, you know. That was where we really dialed ourselves in on that tour, and met also just, I mean, it's like an industry party, you know, every night. Like, met so many people, so many amazing people that have been there through this entire thing. She keeps in touch with literally everybody. It's overwhelming. I mean, especially to see them 13 years later. For me, it's been 13 years, and everyone looks great, honestly. Kind of, you know, looks familiar. I'm like, wait, holy shit, I know you. I'm sorry if I can't curse on.
No, you're fine. It's the internet. You're good.
Oh, sweet. Okay. But yeah, again, it's just been magical. I've said magical 800 times since I left, so
nice.
It is. It really is.
What is interesting is, like, this is very reminiscent. It's just, it's all combined into one day or 2 days, but you see all the same faces.
Absolutely.
So, like, there's some people that I've seen this morning that I haven't seen since probably 2018, the last Warped Tour that we did. So, it's that feeling is definitely a nice feeling, and it's. I don't know, I was thinking about this last night. It's just, we're so privileged to be able to still do it, and still do it at a comfortable pace for us. And have people still give a hoot.
To see the logo out there again, man, it feels so good. Seeing it on the billboards out here in Vegas gets me pumped. We owe our career to Warped Tour, and it's been the best summers of our lives, and we've made the best friends on it. I can't wait to even get a sliver of that back and just see what the atmosphere is going to be like. It's going to be very, very exciting, and I hope to be a part of it.
Yeah, it would be really cool to be a part of it. I mean, it's really great for the culture. I feel like people, the internet makes me sad because everyone finds a problem with everything, but like things like this, things like the Emo's Not Dead cruise, and all of these, and Warped Tour comeback, and all these things selling out is so incredibly good for the culture of like guitar music, especially here in America. Like, we're not as blessed as you are in England, where like guitar music's still cool. You still have, you know, BBC Radio.
It's cool here. Not as cool.
Is it? It's not.
Well, Warped Tour's back, so it is.
Well, it's becoming cool again, is basically what I'm saying, and I think it's a big cultural moment, and I'm happy it's back.
Hop on the cool train.